All right, all right. Let's see, let's see. So we got that set up. Everything is on, and let's get it popping. Anything else? No, I think I got everything. All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. So this morning, looking around the markets, I see a few interesting things that are up. The watch list that I'm going to be going over today is going to be a little bit different. First, I want to look at the larger percent gainers, BDRX. A little bit cheaper stock, but it is up almost 120%. FRGT was moving earlier, but really isn't as volatile as BDRX. Good morning, Donnell. FRGT looking like it's around up 30%. We're going to go over here and look here. And let's see. I was looking at Snap as well. SLCA Google popped up big in the aftermarket. I was just kind of looking over the news catalyst for these. Let's go ahead and knock down this list here and see what we can learn from these moves. Why am I seeing nothing there? Intro. Okay. I see what they're doing. Give me 1 second. I need to studio mode. Screen display capture. Discard. Main. Okay, let me move this over here so I can work with this. It's our main. My right and left are tripping. Oh, I remember what I did. Okay, that makes sense. I actually got a new docking station, and it is actually figuring out what displays is what right now. But it's whatever. We're going to jump over here to this one. And the one that I want to start off with was BDRX. BDRX, that is Biodexa Pharmaceuticals PLC, American Depository Shares. Let's go to their press releases. Let's see. And let me switch this off too. Their press releases, they did have news from 31 minutes ago, a phase 3 ready asset for the treatment of familial adenomatosis. Oh my gosh, polyposis, FAP. So that is definitely some type of medical disease. I wonder how rare it is. I just couldn't see patients saying that. Trying to get through that. Left, I want to go to my YouTube. Interesting. Very interesting. Properties, display monitor, not that one. Okay, there we go. All right, so there we go. And let's go ahead and press OK there. All right, so that should be it. Man, I didn't think that was going to cause me any hiccups today, but definitely did a little bit. Whatever. All right, so back over here, Biodexa, and here's the scans that I got for you guys today. This is the current watch: BDRX, FRGT, Snap, SLCA, Google, JD, and really, and Intel. Okay, so a little bit longer list, but we're gonna start with the smaller prices first, because I know that's what most people are looking at out of the open with BDRX. Let's click into this phase news here. Biodexa enters into exclusive license to eRappa. Okay, so FAP is a substantially genetic orphan disease for which there are no approved therapeutic options. Now, looking up here in their bolded section, I can see it says that they have seen multiple opportunities seen in other indications, including bladder and prostate cancer. So is this what they're aiming for, huh? Worldwide rights come with 17 million in non-dilutive grant funding for pivotal phase 3 trial in FAP. An estimated 100,000 in the US and Europe are afflicted with FAP precancerous polyps that typically lead to surgical removal of the colon and or rectum. Okay, so this is colon cancer, prostate cancer type news here. And it is in the phase 3, and there are no other options. It says FAP is substantially genetic orphan disease for which there are no approved therapeutic options. The current standard of care is surveillance and surgery. Okay. So they're out here working hard. I am using NASDAQ.com to check this press release, but it's up 120%. We'll see what it can do, but it has 12 million shares traded right now. Let's go and look quickly through these catalysts just to knock off the ones that we really don't care about today. So FRGT would be the next one. FRGT. Let's see. What is this? Freight Technologies press releases. Freight Technologies reports a 30% year-over-year revenue growth and strong freight fleet volumes. Freight app selected by Grupo Solave for cross-border logistics services back on the 17th. They've been having a little bit of news, but I don't know if they're going to be as big as BDRX today. BDRX definitely has a little bit better news. Let's go to Snap next on the list. Snapchat took a nice little jump on today. What is this press releases? Might have just been earnings. Snap Inc. announces first quarter 2024 financial results. Snap Inc. announces date of first quarter. Okay, so that was their financial results coming out today. Sometimes earning plays, you kind of have to be in them beforehand so you can actually benefit off of them. And earnings can go either way, so it's kind of a higher risk play as well. The next one on the list is SLCA. SLCA up 18%. Press release. US Silica Holdings reports first quarter 2024 results as well. Silica enters a definitive agreement to be acquired by Apollo Funds for 1.85 billion. So they're going through an acquisition and they're reporting their earnings. That's news, but I don't know if it's going to be as hot as a BRDX. Also, let's jump over to Google. Well, the first variation of Google, GOOGL. Culture Amp selects Google Cloud to drive generative AI innovation and governance. Now, this press release is old. This last press release was from 2023. So they must have just released earnings. They must have, because that is a old press release. Unless let me just do it again. Yeah, that's old. That's crazy. Okay. And then the regular news, we're not really just super pumped by any of Google's news. It's just up right now with expectation of their Q4 earnings. So, okay, Google, I'm taking that one off. Let's go to the other Google and see if it had any better news. GOOG. This is the Class C stock, which basically all the normal people trade. Okay, press releases. OPPO unveils AI innovations at Google Cloud Next 2024 to feature Google's Gemini models on AI phones. OnePlus Watch 2 hits the market today. Okay, so they had a product come out on March 4th, and now they're unveiling some new AI models for the phones. Okay, that's okay. We'll not just super killing it, but it does seem bullish. A bullish idea could be formed there. Another one that I saw that was up was JD. JD.com. Latest press releases, JD to report for so a lot of earnings, man, coming through. Not really a whole lot more than earnings on those. Really is one that I was watching earlier this week and I just could not hit the buy button on it. I actually saw it on this first day here where, the play that I'm looking to take is the ATR break and hold. It got above the ATR, came all the way down under and never did reclaim the ATR high. But yesterday it had a little bit flatter level here. And just absolutely once it got through that ATR, it went from 29 all the way up to $36 on really. And I was like, it was on very light volume. I mean, the max volume on the day was like 2 million at the end of the day. So, it was just a continuation play. I kind of figured it was going to be bullish. I didn't know it was going to be that bullish to come all the way back up here and test the previous highs up there. The other one I saw was Intel. Pop back over here to Intel press releases. Really is, I don't think it's a play anymore. It's already made its huge move. So I'm unless maybe there's some short potential, but it's just bullish right now. Intel Corp. Let's go to its press releases. Good morning, Mike D. Latest press releases, more earnings. Okay, so really, unless you're playing earnings, the only real catalyst that I'm seeing today is BDRX on that bowel and rectum cancer drug, which is okay. We'll see what it does. It's only $1.61. Of course, I like things to kind of get a little bit higher price. And let me go back and look at SLCA. Was that earnings as well? I think it was. Yeah. Okay. So today is going to be one of those days where you gotta either be quick or be sorry or be neutral. Okay. So we'll see. Let's jump back over here to the scans. So basically this top volume scanner is going to be giving me the top 50 stocks based on volume. And that's kind of what I looked at just a minute ago, but I don't even think there's 50 on here yet. And then this other scan here is for the top things under $5 in pre-market. So these are the two that came up, and BDRX is looking way better than FRGT. It has some catalysts. It could be very volatile in the first, 5, 10, 15 minutes, maybe even into the first 30 minutes of the day. And some people have their strategies to scalp these kind of stocks. So I want to be looking for these. And as we have about 15 minutes until the market opens, just have my eyes all around the market and not be blinded to anything, just seeing it all and evaluating the different catalysts, the different reasonings for these moves. I mean, like an earnings play, like something like really, it was a day two. The day two was the day to be trading it, but it was on such low volume. The only reason it was on my scans is because it was on my scans from the previous day. And I was looking at it, I was like, I don't know, man. This thing's only got like 200,000 shares traded, and you got all of these small caps popping off. I don't know if it's gonna be bullish, but moving from 29 up to 36 that's a $16 move. So, that was definitely probably should have paid more attention. being a day two, but I just was like, nah, I don't like it. It ain't got enough volume. And it moved very slowly too. But it did the move that I was looking for, which is the ATR break and hold. Just, not to the speed that I like. Good morning, Lori Lee. Okay. So back over here, let's also look at what the SPY is doing. And also we need to look at these higher time frames as well to see what the overall charts are looking like over here. The SPY is holding around 508. It was around 500 yesterday. Went on down under 500, tested, and I'm telling you, above the ATR, once it gets above the ATR highs, it's just in my book, it's just bullish until it breaks it down. So you trust it until you can't anymore, right? Um, but yeah, even on the day prior, once it goes under that ATR low, it came back and tested it, but still had that momentum downwards. Once back here, ATR high break, stayed above it. ATR low, let's see, where did it go low? It did a low break here and came all the way back through and broke the high and went higher. So, I kind of use the ATR to see if things are bullish or bearish. Kind of how I used to use the VWAP, but the VWAP is a lagging indicator. The ATR can be calculated on the day or from the previous day, so you don't have that much lag there, and those levels are going to be very respected. But yeah, we got all eyes on BDRX right now. It seems like 14 million and still climbing. And FRGT, people have just jumped off that bandwagon just straight onto F. Good morning, Reliable. We're here another day, man. Reliable. Did you see really RILY? Me and Reliable, we were looking at that one. Now, I wasn't looking to trade it on the day that it went down to 27, but sometimes you miss opportunities, and it's like, okay, we'll let you live. It's whatever. I really was not expecting a $16 rip out of that though. Crazy. But I mean, you really can't expect anything. All you can do is manage your risk, and whatever happens, happens. It definitely didn't meet my day trade criteria, but maybe I need to do some continuation trade criteria for those, because we had seen that when we had eyes on it, and it's just I was like, I don't know. I don't have enough data to take that trade. So I may just need to start taking those trades with smaller size, and then, seeing how they go from there. But I need more data. But anyway, BDRX, let's go and look at the higher time frame over here. So BDRX has been getting beat down. Closed yesterday at 67 cents. Okay. I believe we've seen BDRX before. It does have it might have been back here, or I forget where we actually seen it, but it does have these pop-ups, right? And with this beatdown, it's popped up to about one right around, not, it didn't even break the $2 yet. But with the news that it has, with the colon cancer and rectum cancer drug that it's working on being in phase 3, it's almost a clinical trial. So, very close. I don't know if they had FDA approval, but it's one of the ones that's going to be sucking up some attention on the day. Once the market opens, we'll be able to see some more calculations on how the ATR is, the average true range, what the relative volume actually is on the day, how many times is it from the norm, and then the relative standard deviations, and we'll see how it moves. Everything else is just earnings plays actually. So I don't know if they will be plays on today for continuation. I actually want to continue watching really though. I'm gonna leave really up there on the watch. Cannot believe that, man. But it's whatever. You live and you learn. Even 25 shares, 50 shares. Because that's what I was looking at, taking just 50 shares and letting it play out, but didn't pull the trigger. And but I don't want the memory of WIT really to affect my next trade. I still want to be analytical. I still want to set up a thesis and why this thing can move and then take the trade. All right. But still gonna play the same thing. I want to see that ATR break, just like over here on the 15-minute. We saw it kind of bundle in here, tested the ATR high, came back down, tested the ATR low, and held this previous level. And I can't remember what I put this 2867 here for. I believe it was the previous day's ATR or something like that. But it held around that level and then just absolutely cleaned house to anybody that was trying to go short on it. Looking over here on the higher time frame, we can kind of see where it landed off of that previous ATR level, getting over those ATRs, and a new ATR will be calculated up here as well. But overall, we have to be mindful of the overall trend that we're in, but there was definitely a possibility for a nice move. And this is a smaller cap stock as well, so it's not something that's a large cap, even though it was trading like a large cap yesterday, even though it was moving dollars and dollars and dollars. And it grew its ATR as well. It has an ATR of $3. So based on when I do my mathematics, how will we be setting the stop? Let's see. So we got a ATR of 307. I'm looking to get 25%, or yeah, 25% of that. So we'll multiply that by 25. That's every 76 cents you'll be moving the stop. So, until you get to a full $3, which you definitely would have got. And so with the lockout, once you get that 307, the 100% of that, then you put that as your stop. And from there, it's like, well, I've locked up the whole ATR. Let's see where it goes now, because it definitely exceeded that $3. Okay. Anyway, on today, we're back over to BDRX. Looking like it's pushing up towards the highs. Value level high is up there at the 176. Value level low is at the 133s. We have about 9 minutes to the bell. FRGT just not looking great at all. So I don't know about that one. And then B really is finding a little bit of selling pressure up here. So, it had its move. I don't know if I'm gonna still watch. I'm not gonna watch it. It's whatever. It had its move. We'll focus in on the stocks that in play and see if any others want to pop in. Dividend. What am I going to? Pre-mark? No. All right. So, but for under $5, I think we have the two that could move already selected, but the most potent one is BDRX right now. That's the one we'll watch out of the open. Also, let's see if we can find some levels on BDRX down here. I know we had previously, I guess I had some levels up here for some reason, but it is trading around the 160, so right under the $2. And I think I'm gonna clear this drawing set too. I'm gonna clear all this. Clear drawing set. And $2 is that high. Where is my boom? Okay. We'll see where the new ATR is going to be sitting. The bodies of these candles is 163. So if it can hold up the 163s and start pushing towards $2, that'll be great. Under 163 though, it's going to need to hold up the 140s, looking like. So we'll see if it can do all of that. And FRGT just continued to fall down. So I'm gonna take FRGT off, and this is why a lot of times when I'm looking at things under 5, if they're not over 100%, I'm just like, ugh. They're just like up 30%. They're too cheap to be up that much. If they have something good going on, they're gonna be up a lot more than 100%. you know. But yeah, I think there's good potential in BDRX though. Let's flip back over to the news for anybody that did not see that. And we'll also check out the float on this one as well. So this one had the colon cancer and FAP, familial adenomatous polyposis. Like it, and it said an estimated 100,000 people in U.S. and Europe are afflicted with this. It's it has precancerous polyps that typically lead to surgical removal of the colon or the rectum. Let's go look at how rare this is. Familial adeno. Okay. How rare is this thing? Syndrome. Okay. It is rare. It's an inherited condition caused by a defect in the adenomatous polyposis coli gene. So it's a genetic defect there. Most people inherit the gene from a parent, but for 25 to 30% of people, the genetic mutation occurs spontaneously. Okay, so it is rare, not affecting as many people as I was thinking. So we got to keep that in mind as well and see how the action does on it. See how it does. And I'm going to probably I'll pop Snap back up here and CLCA back up here. And what was the other one? Both of those are up 10%. Google was up 10%. I guess I'll pop those on there as well, just to see how they do out of the open. But nothing else is really up 10%. Intel Corp was very interesting, going down to $32. And we can look on the higher time frames here. Of course, I'm pretty sure everybody has heard about Intel. But at the highs, it was up to $75 and is now down to $35. I would be interested around like 24. I like to see true test of support. I like to see it come down and kind of hang around this level a little bit, kind of like it did back here. And that would be very interesting for me on Intel, but we'll see. It does pay a quarterly dividend, so, you know, but just making its way down. Just something that I like to take note of and see if it can continue downwards. I don't really know why it's going down. There'll be something that I'll have to further dive into why Intel is going down. Maybe they got sued. But, you know, Intel is one of those companies that's been around for a really long time. It's got news. I mean, it's got data all the way back from 1990 up to 95 to 2000s, all the way through. So it's definitely been trading for a long time with a lot of data and a lot of people using their processors in our computers currently. I got an Intel processor in my computer right now, i7. So, you know. All right. We're here with about 3 minutes left to go. We're going to watch BDRX out of the open, and then we may flip through some of these other ones. Google and all of these other ones. But for the most part, these other ones are just earnings plays. Let me read some of these chats. If Vail got over 1250, let's see where Vail is right now. Vail needs to go down. Would you attempt to go long? Absolutely not. I don't know. No, I buy low. No, I want to see blood in the water. That's when I buy. If everything's good and green, I ain't going. I'm good. I don't want that. Lori Lee says, Ira, what do you think about AGBA? Yeah, that was one that was actually traded last week and this week a little bit. ABGA. Oops. BGA. And then let me see. Reliable says the picture I like for AGBA is the weekly. Wait, why is it? Did I type that wrong? Oh, AGBA. My bad. AGBA. Let's go over here. So looking at AGBA, we did look at this one. I think last week maybe. I think it was on this first day's rip. And this is on the monthly. This is the weekly. So first week was nice and green from 42 cents all the way up to $1.62. And now this second week we got 144 all the way up to 310ish. Is doing a little bit of a pullback, but looks like it has been holding up and creating newer and newer higher lows. So okay, we'll see. Let's see what we got here. Coming into the open with our BDRX. Probably going to be a very hot open for BDRX. We're about to get our ATR calculations here in just a moment. Needs to definitely hold above that 140-ish level for sure. It's probably going to be a little bounce area because that's on the month off of the monthly when I made those. So going to be a little bit stronger support. 20 seconds left until the open. Five seconds. New ATR. ATR high is at the 176. ATR low is at the 156. Trading right above this 163 level. That's the body on that monthly that we had marked. Let's see how it works out. Forming a nice indecision count in the first couple of seconds. Snap and everything else looking like it's going up as well. Don't see any so BDRX only has 9 times its regular volume, which is not super impressive. Yeah, not at all. So looking over here on these calculations, all of these, the relative volumes are kind of low. We'll see what CLCA does today, but I don't know. Looking on the 15-minute for CLCA, I don't know, kind of a slower mover. Only 1 million shares traded. Jumping back over to BRDX. I don't know. My eyes are open though. Intel going on down. SPY taking a little respite as well. All right, BDRX coming down to this ATR low. Looking like it's finding a little bit more selling pressure. Let's go over to Snap. Snap with a huge throwdown. Wow. Hit this ATR high here and got thrown all the way through the ATR low down here. But that was an earnings play. So if you wasn't already in, you were just trying to get in for the continuation, that probably would have got you hurt. SLCA Google. Google with the big throwdown as well to ATR lows. Let's look at the other Google. Throwdown as well. Intel. All of these are making the same moves. Let me look at really. RILY. Really not really giving up much. Did do a little bit of a throwdown after a test of the ATR high, but very low volume. And this is how it was yesterday when I was looking at it. I was like, I really don't like this, man. It's just such low volume. I need a little bit of liquidity. Looking back at BDRX, looks like it's going to be halting to the downside under the ATR low. And remember, it really needs to hold this 140, but with that disease being so rare, I don't know if it will. We'll kind of see what happens. Jumping back over here to the scans, we still have Snap leading the way. SLCA, Google, XPEV. XPEV kind of fighting with Google there for position. And everything else, I don't really see anything that's looks like it's going to be interesting for going long, but there may be something in here that I'm missing. But For the most part, I'm just seeing things sling down with the SPY. We'll see how the SPY recovers. The SPY actually had, whoa, calm down. The SPY actually had an ATR high of 507. It has already tested the ATR low of the 505. We'll see how that closes, if it wants to continue down or not. But right now, I would consider this consolidation until it makes a choice and breaks and holds out of one of these two. That one's still halted. Let me go back and look at FR. I think it was FRGT. Let me see what it's doing. FRGT making its way back up to the ATR high. But, you know, we'll see what happens there. Only up 33%, $1.22. Had a high up here of $1.40. But we'll kind of see how that plays. Let me see what the relative volume on this one is. FRGT. FRGT has 19 times the normal volume. So people are doing something over here. It doesn't have a really clear uptrend because it did a little bit of breakdown at the open. But we'll see if it can actually hold out of this little range that it has. The value high on this one is 131. Value low is $1. So it's got to hold $1 basically. Up 21 cents right now. Looking for it to hold $1. Challenging this next level of the 122. I don't even know where. Maybe I placed that on the higher time frame in the past, because it was definitely struggling at this 125-ish level and getting up now. So we'll see. We will see. Back over to BDRX. We did not unhalt yet. Lori called out NIVF. NIVF. Also coming up here to the ATR high. ATR high is 166. ATR high on the day, though, on the daily chart, is a little bit further away at 196. And this is one of the things I usually want to focus in on the daily first, and then I work my way down to see if it's actually going to break over this high going towards $2. Right now, it's got a lot of work to do. So we'll see. Any other call outs there? Let me see. NIVF. I will throw that one on the watch. NIVF coming on up. It is holding up there though. Could go up there and test and break that 175. Definitely showing some bullish action. And as this thing trades above the ATR high, the ATR low gets further and further away. So it gets harder and harder for it to get actually shoved down there. But these are also cheaper prices, so anything is possible with the right amount of size. Snap. Big indecision candle. Tested both sides, tested even more to the ATR low. So it looks like it's going to probably get some continuation on Snap. We'll have to see, though, how these candles close. If it closes an indecision like this, it had way more testing down here than up here. So I'm thinking it may try to go back up, but we'll see how it closes. SLCA. Back up to the top here. 1571 is ATR high. Let's look on the higher time frames. Still a ways away from the actual ATR high, which is 1613. So I like them to be a little bit closer. I like to see the actual break of the real the ATR on the daily, to be more exact. And also looking at Snap, ATR all the way up here, just kind of trading in limbo. SLCA, is anything actually over its ATR? Nope, not even Google. Nope. Intel going towards this ATR low down here, which is the 3056. RILY popping up there, but yesterday it actually broke the ATR by quite a bit, 31 all the way up to 34. This day, I don't know if it's got the chance to do that. And then FRGT definitely is over its ATR high on the daily, which is 126. So this one is looking a little bit more a little bit more bullish if it can hold it up, if it doesn't just slash down. Let's go back over here to Frigid and NIVF. Let's look at that one as well. So looking at NIVF, ATR high on the daily is the 197, low is 119. Kind of in limbo. The body of this previous candle was 154. It doesn't have a whole lot of trading history. Only been trading for a month, so you just got to take it how it is. And if it gives you opportunity, if you can trade with that amount of data, cool. But most people can't, so we'll see. Frigid continues to pop, man. Popping back under, popping and dropping. 16 million shares traded. I'm gonna start cleaning up this scanner. I'm looking around a little bit too much. I don't like it. Snap going on down. I'm gonna go ahead and take Snap off, looking like it's wanting to hold under this ATR low, but it hasn't closed the candle. But just looking at the open and the decisions that it's making here, we'll see. We'll see. It did make a big move up, but it could revisit the top of the value level from yesterday was what, 13, 14. So it could pull down a little bit. CLCA also pulling back. NIVF back in the consolidation area. FRGT just will not fail though. Okay, so I'm gonna take Intel off. Intel continues to dump down to $30. Take that one off. Really just exploded through what it was at and is going even higher now to 30, back up to 36. From the previous day, it is actually over the previous day's high, up to 36.81. And man, it is making moves, but it is on very low volume. So I'm not gonna push that issue right there. It can do what it wants to do. BDRX did open up right around that level that I had marked before. That 140 level is the bounce point. It ran into that and the value level low at the same time, 140 and that 133 down there. But at this point, this is where the desperation plays start. So it's low. You really don't know when this fall is going to stop. You don't know if a curl is a curl. It's just a lot you don't know going long. Shorts, they know they got a lot of resistance right here. If this thing does get back up to 154, this is where they're trying to be shorting. If they want to be shorting for a continuation down, that would be a beautiful play on down. But BDRX, I'm probably going to go ahead and pop that one off of there. Continue watching. Snapchat going on down as well, making this decision to hold lower. SLCA. Yeah, I don't find SLCA super attractive. And then Google has pulled back into this little level, but a lot of maybes and a lot of hopefuls, but not a lot of proof of concept. FRGT finally got back below. Looks like it's treating the ATRs as a resistance now. NIVF back above ATR as well. Still can't calculate anything on it. It needs a couple more days of trading, but definitely getting up there back towards those highs. If we look, let's go out here to the higher time frame. We can look here. We see it is edging up to the daily ATR high. And we can look on the 4-hour. 4-hour ATR high is at the 183s, but just not confirming. It is above the 15-minute. It's above the hour, but just not confirming with the larger time frames here that it wants to continue going higher. So we'll have to see how it plays. It does have a point of control of 150, and it's going to have to pull that point of control up, which means that the value level will probably pull up as well if it can. Good morning, One Life. One Life in the building. One Life, we've been out here saving lives, doing the good work of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, keeping everybody with their shoestrings in hand, able to afford cereal. So, the more you trade, the less it is just random events, I guess. It's more like statistical analysis. One Life, did you trade any of the earnings this go around? Did you play anything? Well, maybe you didn't. Maybe you did. I don't know. Earnings have been pretty hot. I really haven't been focused on earnings. Some of the plays that I wanted to take, I saw them, but they just didn't have the volume that I like. It's almost like I don't know. I don't trust myself when I don't have data anymore. Like it used to be, okay, I'll take this because, I feel that it can go higher. But when I just don't have the statistics, I'm just like, it just pains me to hit the buy button. It does. I'm very reluctant. I don't trust the me that doesn't have data because I get in there and get all shaky, palms sweating. NIVF continues to try to get above this value level high. But it is above the ATRs. We'll see if it'll crack down. Only over by 20 cents, so nothing crazy there. Snap looks to be heading down even more. So it did close this candle below the 15-minute ATR, but on the daily chart, it is slowly working its way down there. Almost broke that low 1370s there. Let's see, SLCA still kind of stagnant. Very stagnant motion on that one. Only 3 million shares. Zim, I don't know what Zim has got going on, but it has popped from 12 up to 13 something, but it doesn't have any pre-market excitement. Almost seems like it's just out of nowhere popping up 15%. Sometimes when you see a move like this during intraday, you probably already missed the move. Maybe there would be some type of pullback, but let's actually look at the higher time frame to see what a monthly chart looks like. It has been getting beat to sleep for a long time from 91 all the way down here to 13. Has maybe some highs right here at the 16 or 15 ish right there. Um, hmm. Broke over this recent level of the 12s and it's kind of in this little zone here, but I'm not too sure. Looking out here, it does look like it's above its ATR, but it definitely would be exploding out of nowhere, right? If we look at the previous days, though, it's pretty much just been holding in these levels. So let's go and pop out and see if it has any type of news here on Zim. I think this is a shipping company. I think yeah, integrated shipping. Okay, so press releases. I bet it doesn't have any news. Yeah, last press release was on March 13th, 2024. So no recent news, just kind of popping. And sometimes they do that on Friday when there's nothing else really moving. Weird things can just pop off. Snap coming back and testing that ATR low on the next candle, but it's got to close this candle above these levels. It's just like maybe it could continue consolidation in between here, but coming up to that point of control, and we'll see what kind of action happens in the next couple of minutes. SLCA though, continuing to show a little bit of bullish consolidation, but just not a whole lot of motion. Not a whole lot of motion in the ocean. It is almost up to 5 times its relative volume. Let's jump over here to the scans and see if we can see anything else that is trading nicely. So this one has a very abnormal relative volume compared on the day, but I don't really know if it can do the move. Let's go look at the float on SLCA. SLCA. Can you make big moves or do you have a higher float? Statistics. Your float is looking like 71.46 million. That's why you're not moving that much. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Very definitely a higher float. Pop that one off. IN or NIVF did get up there and oh, did it touch the two? It touched 196 there. The value level high here. Now, this value level holds the top 70% of the trading volume, so it'll move if more volume comes in higher or lower. But at this point, it's hitting that value level high and showing a little bit of resistance at these top levels. So we'll see what happens through there if it can actually hold up here. Up 45% on NIVF. FRGT also just looking like sideways consolidation. It should have really got active, but it's losing itself. It does still have 32 times the normal volume for it on the day, and Snap pulling back in there, but hasn't closed that candle yet as well. So I'm just kind of in a sit and wait moment here. Really wanted to see something better, but sometimes on Fridays, they really don't drop the best news on Fridays. Kind of why BDRX received that news here on Friday, because it's not a super rare disease. It's not fixing a lot of people's problems. And so you can get caught up like that. A lot of people be like, oh, well, the market, it just doesn't like me and all of this. Sometimes it's what you don't know. What you don't know can get you killed. So that's why we read through these articles and find the keywords. And then if it is a medical thing, I'm definitely going to look up the rarity. I want to know, who is this helping? That's why breast cancer does so well. You type in the rarity, it affects a lot of people. I mean, it's like something that's big. Um, Pancreatic cancer, some of those ones that are really like big. That's what we're looking for. NIVF hit the top of that value level and is showing some resistance in this zone. Let's look at FRGT coming back up there and testing this again. I really don't like this chop. I really don't like the fact that it was above this level multiple times and it just continues to find more and more resistance here. Maybe it can push up there, but this is a lot. This is a lot of resistance on this candle here. Reliable says beast cancer stocks are dead to me. Been holding ICCM for months now. Man, you can't play those things for swings. You got to get in quick and get out. Because most of them go up and they just. Now, it just depends, I guess. If they're getting bought by a bigger company, maybe. But if you don't have that confirmation, I don't know. Holding it, yeah, you definitely become a bag holder like that. I'm trying to get in and out on those types. Like the one where they had the day that they had the new birth control. They had a applicable gel to rub on your skin that worked as birth control, and I traded that one on the day of, and the next day, it was not good. NIVF still pushing up. It did look like it tipped, barely tipped the ATR high up here, but finding a little bit of resistance and finding it hard to even hold the previous high ATR, which was 194 there. Struggling with those 90s to hold those 90s. But yeah, definitely one of the biggest things that has really helped me is just incorporating ATR. No lie. Um, ATR it changed the game, you know. It changed the game. And I, of course, I've got other variables that I put with it. I just don't solely depend on it, but I do use it to place stops. I do use it to place my hard stops in as well. So if something does snatch down, you know, I get my little piece. I get my little piece. What is the SPY doing out here? SPY looks like it has absolutely ripped back up. It is above the previous ATR there, but looking on the higher time frame, ATR is all the way up here to 512. So it definitely can cover some room. We've seen the SPY do some crazy stuff before. Looking back here on the monthly chart, we can see it had a nice dip down to 493 and then coming all the way back up to pretty much the body of this previous candle of the 509s. But looking on the weekly chart, it is still encapsulated in the previous week. So this week was big red, and it is encapsulated inside of this week. So what is the probability that it's going to break and engulf this previous candle, be able to break the top, is what we will be asking ourselves, right? Looking on the daily chart, came down here, got bought up, start making higher lows. But yeah, it has a lot of work to do to get to where it'll be looking real bullish again. One Life says position size percentage of the account is key to swing trading for sure. Um, we were talking about something the other day, and I was like, I actually am watching this one stock that is HR. Been watching this one do its little charts. Been watching this one do its little thing, and I got a thesis behind what I'm seeing here. Um, so HR is healthcare realty. Had highs up here at 44, has come back down. I actually traded it one time this week for profit, and I just jumped in. I really want to get it lower. It does pay dividend and all that stuff, but I was waiting for it to get lower. Let me see if I can slide over here a little bit. So this was the previous lowest that it has come. Oh my goodness, where'd I go? The lowest that it's come right down here to 1206. I was looking to grab some around that level. I did trade it the other day when it popped up out of this zone that I was watching, but just waiting. It may go on. I mean, it may crack 12 and go even lower, but with everything in context, looking at the full picture, I'm like, what are the probabilities that it returns to over $20? Based on the past patterns, right? So it came down 14.57, went up to 30 something, 40 something, came down to 13, went up, came down to 13, went up. And I'm just seeing this pattern. I'm like, what is the probability that if I take 200 shares of this at the right position, I could get paid in the future? That's how I was looking at this one. And so, we'll see. And I trade these types in a different portfolio because I don't know if I'm going to hold them long term. Like let's say if I get in and it actually goes back to 30, do I want to continue holding? Do I want to sell some? What do I want to do? But the whole time I'm getting paid that dividend. That's what I'm thinking about. So I get paid to wait, and I'm okay with that. I like getting paid to wait. But I had more thesis behind that as far as the environment that we're currently in with the interest rates and the medical facilities and a whole lot of other stuff. But it's just a big rant that I don't feel like doing. I got about 2 minutes left. We have pretty much. Oh, NIVF ended up popping over $2, so that's crazy. Up 55%. FRGT. Let me take that off. Trash. NIVF popping up there, taking taking out the $2 for a little bit. What was the high on that? 205 was the high. We can look at the volume profile. We can see the previous levels that were really traded heavy. Can we see more volume come in around the $2 though? Is the question. Because right now, you know, we could, but I like to see this volume kind of overshadowing previous levels. People want to see it go higher. But again, it is at this value level high. The point of control did move up to the 170s. I think it was down here at first, but it did move up. And so we're just kind of watching and waiting. Reliable Rudy with his buybacks, man. His buybacks. I know you like buybacks. I know you don't like dividends. You rather a company have no dividends, no payouts, and just go higher. But I'm just not of the same strain. uh but yeah, INVF doing his thing. Snap continuing to see. This is what I was talking about. Oh, this is what I was talking about on Snap. It had to prove that it actually wanted to be bullish and get back in here for consolidation, and now it's closing the next candle under this. So I'm thinking it's gonna go and visit the actual ATR. I should have marked it. The actual ATR on the daily is 1369. If it breaks that down, it's definitely gonna be looking pretty bearish. But looking at the pre-market, it's been flat for so long. I don't know if it's just going to consolidate for the day. There will be a big move if it just starts going down. But this consolidation kind of, I would be thinking it's just going to go sideways back and forth. But, it hasn't really proven anything just yet. NIVF opening up lower under the $2 after doing all of that, trying to get through the $2 and working its way back towards this previous level of volume down here below the 190s. So that's going to be the big test. How does it react to breaking down 190s? And it has room all the way back to 160. So that's a 30-cent drop from 190 to 160 back to the opening 15-minute ATR there. But yeah, interesting day. Haven't really seen a whole lot that I like. There was a higher volume. See, this is a type of setup that I like to see on a lower float with a bigger volume swing. Coming up here to the ATR high, about to do a breakout. But this one right here, I can't do it. I just can't do it. Something in my stomach tells me just enjoy your weekend. But anyway, speaking of that, you guys enjoy your weekend. This was another nice day to formulate and come in here and see what is going on a Friday. Remember, Friday is a natural sellout day because people take profits into the weekend. Sometimes things pop up, but not usually. Most of the best news comes Monday, Tuesday, and earlier in the week. But yeah, that is it for me today. And as always, if you have any questions, comments, and things like that, appreciate all of you guys for tuning in and on YouTube and Twitch and Twitter and Facebook and Kick and I think there was something else I'm forgetting somewhere. Appreciate you for tuning in. Definitely, whatever platform you're on, definitely you can check out the other platforms, but. If you're going to continue trading today, definitely be careful. Keep your head on a swivel and enjoy your weekend. Don't create something on today that's going to destroy your mentality over the weekend. And yeah, that's it for me today. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Peace. Oh my gosh. Let's see.